Hi everyone, it is me, Sailor Jupiter Lita here. I really don't know. I guess you'll say the King World. Since Jupiter is a Latinist borrowed name, the Hellenish borrowed name is Zeus, so it would be the King of the Worlds. Anyway, first off, sorry for that cough. It always happens in my films now. Have no running lead over it. So, first off, today we're going to talk about why do folks hate the Renaissance Atlantic Sailor Moon or New Birth Great Sea Sailor Moon, Glee Sailor Moon? Now, keep in mind RAE was a business which was owned by Frank Wan for sundriest years, and Frank Wan's business was well known because Frank Wan had a working business kinship with Siobhan Glee and helped Siobhan Glee make sundriest shows and worked with Han Siobhan and Sky Levi from between 93 YL till 2002 YL when Siobhan Glee was sold from the news business over to the Walt Disney business. Frank Wan would for long working with the Walt Disney business from 2002 YL till 2009 YL. After that, Frank Wan would withdraw. He would then shut his business down, but he would still keep ownership and double right over any of the shows, films, or plays that his business did make. Now, one of them was called Team Angel or Team Watchers, and there were other shows, but one other one that he also worked to make, or at least thought he was going to make, was in between 94 YL. Tune Makers was hired, or drawing show makers was hired to handle the drawing work, and Frank Wan's business will handle the live work. It was going to be a live, half drawing show of Sailor Moon. The Toei business, along with Naiko Takaguchi, had already gotten a working deal with Frank Wan and Renaissance Atlantic Entertainment, or New Birth, Great Sea Glee, to make it. Now, the show only had one following filmed, and if the show ever got picked up, it would have been put on the Fox network. Well, it never happened. The show never got picked up. It never got on the Fox folk work or any Farseer folk work. It seemed that Toei and Tune Makers, and he's in Frank Wan himself, and he's in Naoko Takaguchi, and he's in Han Siobhan, all started to know that making a show that was half live drawing and half live work would be way too much for any free businesses to do. It was either you do a full drawing show or you do a full live show. Making a show that was half live work, half live drawing would have been too much. So all three sides pulled out on it, and Deke ended up getting the rights to handle the English work of Sailor Moon. Now, you're thinking, but why do you're thinking that's the yesteryear, but you're wondering, do folks truly hate it? First off, I don't know if there's enough of the show out there for folks to hate, except for the one saga, which is out there on YouTube and you can watch it. I don't know if there was enough for them to hate it. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, they would have bitched about Luna being a white cat instead of being black or blue, which she was. I think they would have bitched about the names being shifted from Daunish names over to Latinist name, Frenchish name, Spanish names, or, Farsius names, or Hivuous names, or, Hellenish names. So, they would have bitched about that. They would have also hated the stead names being shifted, or strike names being shifted. Or they would have bitched about how it wasn't, and they would have also kind of bitched about how it was live work instead of being live drawing, or would have bitched about being half live work and half live drawing. So they would have seeked things that they hated about it, and they would have bitched about the song. They would have bitched about the show players. They would have bitched about the showrunners and the writers and whatever. they would have bitched about how it was filmed too. But you see, that Sailor Moon never saw the light of day until the 8th month of 2022 YL though. So that Sailor Moon was still owned and double rated by Frank Wan through his Renaissance Atlantic Entertainment or New Birth Great Sea Glee business. So at the end of the day, that Sailor Moon, I think they would have hated. There would have been things that they would have bitched and ranted about. And they would have said, oh, I wish the Deke would have gotten the rights, or I wish Cloverway would have gotten the rights, or 4Kids, or anyone. I wish we would have saw the Drawling show instead of seeing this half live work, half live Drawling show that they would have seen. Because being earnest, if that Sailor Moon would have seen a light of day, then there would have been no need for the other Sailor Moon would not be needed, because Toei would have said, well, you got that Sailor Moon. There's no need for us to offshoot this Sailor Moon because you got your own now. So it is what it is. Do folks hate it? Why they hate it? I think they would have hated it on the grounds that it was not been what they thought Sailor Moon was. You know, they would have watched it on the Fox Folkwork or whatever Folkwork ended up getting the rights to it, and then they would have not liked it because it was not what they thought it would be. So they would spend all their days, you know, learning about Toei Sailor Moon, the Drawling show, the Drawling films, the Drawling books, whatever. They would have looked for, you know, the song shows, the plays, whatever, and they would have said, well, geez, I wish that Frank Wan and Han Siobhan and Nako Takaguchi would have made that Sailor Moon instead of this Sailor Moon that we got. So whatever, your guess is as good as mine, if they would have hated or not. But why it's hated is because, yeah, it's not the Sailor Moon that they love. It's not the Sailor Moon. So the same grounds to why they hate the Deke one and the Cloverway one would have been the same ground for them hating the Renaissance Atlantic Entertainment or New Birth Great Sea Glee one or RAE one. So, sorry for clearing my coffin there again. If you like this film, follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Watch the other film we made early this morning when Sailor Mars or Sailor Red World Ray gave her thoughts to why folks hate the Cloverway Sailor Moon. You know, playlist and share this film. Give this film a thumbs up, you know, and follow us. And when you are, you know, hit that ringer when you know when the next upload or live stream or short has been put up here. And give us your thoughts. Why do you think folks would have hated the RAE Sailor Moon? I, Sailor Jupiter, Lita, or the King World, and I'll see you later. Goodbye, farewell, so long.